crafters, I'm Jan B and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this gorgeous 3D star. I recently saw a video by Angie Judah who got the idea from the US convention in July 2015. This was the first one that I made using retired paper in case I made a mess of it, but it worked brilliantly and that was my first attempt, so I just have to share it with you. This designer series paper is from Twinkle Twinkle. I've also done this one with the paper from Festive Farmhouse, and I am working to a colour scheme at the moment. So they're all grey granite, and this one is from the Neutrals 6x6 designer series paper pack. It's the pack where we do one for every family group, but you need 2 sheets that are 6 inches by 6 inches, and the reason I've chosen to use this paper is because I wanted something that's easy to see back and front, because we're going to be drawing lines on it, and although I know what other papers I'm going to be using, because I'm going to make more of these so that I can hang them up over Christmas, and I want a colour scheme, but for the video I needed something light so that I can actually show you what I'm doing, and I'll probably have that as my front page, so that'll fit in nicely. So what do? Very, very easy. It's just folding. You need absolute basics of tools. There is no scoring, so you just start off by folding your sheet of paper in half, and you do both sheets exactly the same. I haven't done one ahead of time because this is really very, very quick. And then you fold it in half the other way, and then in half diagonally, and half diagonally again. Now when you fold it this way, it will tell you whether you've cut your lines straight or not, because it'll go wonky there if they're not straight, which from the point of view of making sure it is straight, it's probably easier to use designs from the paper stacks. They're already cut 6 to 6, so it's not something you need to worry about, and as they do come in all the colours, you can have any colour scheme you want. So whichever design you want on the outside, obviously have it on the outside as you're doing your folds. Okay, so that's nice and easy. Next you need a ruler, and I am using my big one because I just find it a bit easier on here. Now on all of the straight folds, which is not the diagonal ones, you need to draw a line that is a 1 1/4 inches up. I'm sorry, I haven't done any metric for this one. Right, so what you need to do first of all is just make sure that your fold and your ruler are meeting up all the way along, okay? And then mark 1 1/4 inches up there, and then draw a line down. You're not going to have to erase that. Again, on this straight line, make sure your ruler is nice and comfy into the centre there. Make sure that's at the beginning. and then 1¼ inches again. Once you've done the first one, you'll decide how much of this line you need to draw, whether you want to draw that straight line out from the top like I do. I like that one going out sideways because that tells me where I need to stop cutting. Okay, so make sure it's straight again. Okay, so that's those four. I'm going to do the same one here. One 1¼1¼ ¼ and the last one. There we go. So I'm not going to need that again. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on those pencil lines as far as that line that goes out there. As I say, once you've done your first one, you'll be able to decide whether you want to put that line in or not. And I just got a bit wonky. Well, we'll find out whether, or at least how much that matters. Okay, so do all four. Right, and then the 4 on here. Doesn't look like I drew the line on that one. That's better. It's been a very, very big day for me today because my new website has gone live and it has caused my IT guru 1 or 2 problems, to say the least, but she has done an absolutely fabulous job. Absolutely fabulous. Do check it out. It looks a lot more professional, a lot cleaner now. It's www.jambeecards.com. Right, okay, so we've got these now. So what we're going to do is we are going to fold this point here, that one there, okay, where that is folded, we are going to fold that along that line there so that this comes up into a nice point. Now this needs a bit of encouragement to go over because it is such a fine point there. There we go. And once you're happy, just give it one burnish. Now again, this one's not so easy to like try and curl round. For me, because I'm right-handed, left-handed, if you're left-handed it'll be the other way round. If you're ambidextrous then, oh, I wish I was. There we go. And now we just carry on doing this. I just like put my thumb into that bit and try and curl it around, which is why I say this side is a bit easier. When you're folding this, just keep concentrating on trying to get that tip to a nice point. One thing to be aware of, if you're using a designer series paper where the inside is very dark, if you don't make sure your point is really closed here, you'll have the dark showing through. If you've got dark inside and outside, it doesn't matter, but if you've got light on the outside, you will see the dark. So it's important to try and get that to curl over really nicely. When I first saw this video, I was amazed, one, at how easy it was to make, and two, that it only took 2 sheets of 6x6 paper, which means a sheet of designer series paper you can get 2 of the stars out. I mean, they're not small. There we go. That's the first one. Let's do this one. This isn't the project that I actually wanted to share with you today. I wanted to do a papercraft handbag box that I'd seen made by somebody else, and I just could not get it to go nicely. So whereas here I did 3 stars and I was pleased with all 3, on that one I tried all 3, I tried the bag 3 times and I was disappointed with all of them. So will I give up or will I have another go? I don't know. I might try and redesign it slightly. I don't like defeat, I have to say. But then equally I don't like wasting time if I'm not going to achieve something. These, I could sit here and make these all day. It reminds me of tea bag folding. With bigger tea bags. The tea bags folding can be really very, very small. Oh, where's that come from? Oh, that was me cutting, wasn't it, when I went wonky. There we go. Got our last one to do now. That's it. There we go. Now, the instructions were to glue one on top of the other, like that, and that's how your star gets formed. But I found it more difficult on this one. I found it more difficult to get these two pieces stuck together when those were done tight. So what I started doing was, instead of putting my glue all over that triangle, I did it like this. I'm going to put glue on. Which way did I find it? Yes, this way. I'm going to do this side on all of them. And what I did, I put my glue, I started, not right down the bottom there actually, I started from about there and I followed the angle up, but then I came up fairly straight because I want my glue to go right at the end there, so when that bit goes over it will actually stick. Okay, so pay attention to where my glue goes. Right, not starting right at the very bottom. I think I'm probably in about 1/4 of an inch. I think that's okay. Isn't it always the way? If I squeeze that too hard, it's going to come shooting out. Let me just reach over to get some kitchen roll. I can see that it needs a good squeeze, but I think you've seen me more than once squeeze it and get a big blob out. Oops, like that. So rather that be in the tissue. Right, let's get comfy again. Now, that's better. Okay, so I'm about 1/4 of an inch away from here, up to there, up to that edge. And then I'm just coming up in a straight line so that I've got my edge. Okay. So what we need to do next is, if you bring it over like that, so you have about 1/4 of an inch on the outside there, that side, and then give Tombo a chance to dry. I did think about whether I could use tape or not, but I did decide against that one. Okay, so a little bit in from the edge in a triangle up to about there, and then just one straight line up. And slotting one over, giving Tombow a chance. Okay, I've got a bit of glue on the outside there. Oh, mind you, that might help make it stick anyway. Right, so the next one. And straight up to the point. If your tip isn't closing as nicely as you'd like it to, force it to close. As long as you've got the glue there to make it grip, it'll be fine. Alright, so the last one. There we go. Like a little squeeze. I've also squeezed that one together as well because that was a little bit further away than what I'd like it to be. Okay, there is some glue leaking out here, but I'm not unduly bothered about that because one star sits against another. So there we go, there's the first one. Now I'm going to adhere this one together, exactly the same, starting about 1/4 inch from the bottom, 1/4 inch in from the side, and then a straight line up. There we go. There's quite a bit of glue left on that one as well, I can see it by my thumb. But that's okay. Right, next one. Then straight line to the top. Where way over the top there. Let's get a scrap of paper to wipe that on. If I find that that is still sticky, once my star is all put together, I would just give it a little tap with my embossing buddy. Or if I want it to smell nice, talcum powder. Right, that was the last one. Now what you find is, once you've made these, when you put them on your work surface, you can't see from here because you're at an angle. I should have thought about that, shouldn't I? What can I use? I wonder if it's sharp on my scoreboard. Let's have a look. Can you see how that is jutting out? In fact, point it round to the light, not... There you go. Yep, you see how that is away from the surface. The centre is away from the surface. And that means that when you put the two together, it's a little bit hit and miss. Okay? What you need to do is, when you do put the two together, make sure that you've got this straight and then that one as a balanced cross, if you like, so that you've got equal gaps between all of them. And because this is hit and miss, because of the way that there is that gap there, the way I have learnt how to do it is, first of all, well, the way I've learnt to do it is to have one glue dot in each corner on one side of the star. I find when I'm doing this that I don't think the two stars are getting adhered together sufficiently. So I have worked out how to make it a little bit more secure. Right, so that's those 8. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I'm holding this straight. That shows why it's important to hold it straight. It is very easy for it to go misshapen. Okay, so that one's straight, I'm happy with that. If I put that straight, then you can see whether I am or not. Yep, just about. So now I'm going to put this one on straight. What I'm looking for is to make sure that the amount of this side of the star I have on this one is the same as this one, which it isn't, so I'm going to move that around a little bit. I think that looks about right. And now to apply a bit of pressure on it, and you hope that at least one of your glue dots is going to stick. In reality, several of them will, she says, hoping. You see, to me, that is not secure. I'm not happy with that at all. So what, yeah, I can see it's sticking, but not sufficiently, putting it away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one at a time. I am going to hold this in place, and I'm going to move it so that I can see where it isn't sticking, like that. That's not sticking at all. I wonder if you can, yes, you can see that. Okay, it's missed the glue dot totally. I can see that. So that's going in where I know it has got, yes. Right, don't let it move. Okay, now I've got a glue dot exposed there. Have I moved? No, that's okay. Yes, you did move. Right. That side is too loose. Don't try and move that while you're holding it. You let it go. Trying to pull this apart. Oh, well, they've decided to go in different directions now. So let's try that again. Right, nice and straight. Now that I can feel is gripping. Well, that's gripping a lot better. So now I'm going to make sure it grips brilliantly. That's more like it. That's it. I don't think the first lot of glue dots do very much, but they do enough to hold one star in place so that you can work out where the glue dots really need to go. That's better. Okay, now I've got one exposed there. I wonder if that can come off. If you just have patience with these things, they do normally. That's it. I wonder, do I need you to go back in there again? Don't think so. Okay, so anywhere that you're not happy with how it has adhered, like that one there, just put another glue dot in there. That's it. So there we go. That's my star. So that's the one from the 6x6 pack. That's the one by Twinkle Twinkle. frosted farmhouse and retired paper. As you can see, that's not stuck at all well on there. See that? But I will go back, now that I found out about that, I will go back and put more stars on there, glue dots on there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's project. It has been amazingly easy. The only fight has been getting those glue dots sorted out so that it holds. But I'm just totally in awe of it. Hope you give it a try. So many thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always very happy to help. If you'd like to purchase any of the cardstock that I've used here or any of the adhesives, please visit my online Stampin' Up shop, which is, there'll be a link in the box below. And if you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.